covered.
Wow. Ay! Be careful!
Don't put too much in there.
Stop.
He's a Democrat from California. He's identified himself
You want some
as one of the
noodles?
designated survivors
Be
ahead of
Put
careful,
them
they're
on your
very
plate.
hot.
You want some noodles on your plate? Give me your
designated
fork.
survivors do not
Halagi,
attend
Papa.
I got some peas in here and shrimp. You want some on your plate or not?
undisclosed
Why
location.
not?
Says that
Just leave
You
me.
didn't eat very
Labby,
much.
just leave for me, okay?
will in fact be in an undisclosed
Just
location.
leave me some
Put some
noodles.
more in there. You want one?
Labby, I'm scared if you throw in something sauce in your stomach.
So what was this deal with the Supreme Court lately that somebody said
Oh, I don't know about that.
it's going to be awkward for them to be there? They ruled against Trump in something last week, couple days.
Showed up last year. We know and Thomas didn't go last year. For those of you wondering who the designated survivor is, you know at least one of them is Representative Mike Thompson tonight. I'm listening in for any and all cues that will see more high-profile entries. We are waiting for the big one, which will be the Sergeant at Arms, who will introduce the president. So the top issues that we're going to be focusing on tonight, certainly the economy, foreign affairs, like the Russia-Ukraine war, the U.S. military buildup. There's the second lady, Lucia Vance, her and the vice president, announcing that they will be expanding their family. You got to imagine trading
Who's
tariffs
that
are gonna
judge?
go
I
during
don't know
this
her.
speech. After the
The one
Supreme
in
Court,
back there, those are all
can't
Supreme
look
Court
at
judges.
those justices there. President's family.
She loved her
In an attendance, we
brother.
saw that President Trump and Melania. It was reported they arrived.
Hello everyone, they are watching live
Seen them enter the
from
chamber
Fox News,
as we speak.
the State of Union. We just want to watch something here in the TV because we are so far away from the Washington DC.
Biden's issues like the economy, his foreign policy, funding of DHS. President Trump in recent weeks has been hitting the campaign trail, you could say. Traveling to two battleground states, North Carolina and Georgia. The all-important midterms coming up in November. That very well.
Prepare the president.
Secretary of State.
And had and mark it with a poopy.
Go, baby, mama do some live. We will watch.
And put it in the oven for poopy and me. Is that Mr. Baldwin?
What's going on?
Put it in the oven for
Rayfield, play with the
poopy
door.
and me.
I want you to play.
Alan Butnick in the back
You
there.
listen to the president speak, your boy.
You know, I normally have time to check in with our guests before we bring them on air, but I believe Christian Daytalk is standing by. And Christian, I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Are we connected?
Hey Austin, how's it going? Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, it's all right, man. We want to bring in one quick thing here. Daytalk is a White House reporter for the Washington Examiner. Christian, as we watch President Trump's cabinet file in, there's Chief of Staff Susie Wiles entering, again, Bessent, Rubio, set. We are heading into a high-stakes midterm election. And the White House is calibrating tonight's speech to energize the president's base, but they're also trying to appeal to persuadable voters in battleground districts. How is the White House planning to toe that line tonight?
It's difficult, Austin, because on the one hand, the president really wants to talk about the successes he's ushered in over the past year, but ultimately, voters go to the polls in just a little over 8 months, and there's still major concerns about not only his economic stewardship, but also his ongoing immigration policies, which, let's be honest, do still poll remarkably well with MAGA or Republican voters, but there have been major concerns raised in the last several weeks and months about whether or not ICE and CBP are simply going too far. You have to also think about
Going
all
too
of the
far.
foreign policy questions the president
Don't
has
open
to
up our
answer
border.
for. Not only the ongoing war in Ukraine, the process for rebuilding Gaza, but how his tariffs, and specifically the Supreme Court's decision to rule against those IEEPA fees, will factor into diplomacy on the global stage. It's going to be difficult because, again, Donald Trump wants to take a victory lap. He's notched 1 year back into his 4-year second term. But again,
Okay, put all your cars in the drawer, please.
the White House, you need to do
Thank
more
you,
to
not
sell
just-
your
just-
agenda. And on that
Much
note,
better
it's
put
actually
that there in the black
specific
drawer.
proposals
Come on.
from President Trump to be unveiled at tonight's speech. The first is a deal that they are signing with these AI giant manufacturers across the country, where they will see electricity or rate spikes offset for American households. You know, electricity and the cost of energy has been a major concern for voters.
Yeah,
The
go
second
back to
is going to
coal.
push Congress to pass through the reconciliation process a new set of tax reforms that didn't make it into the one big beautiful bill last summer. That's going to be a steep hill to climb ahead of the November midterms in John. That this one might be a hurdle that's too tough for them to pass, given how caustic this election will be.
I've spent the last hour or so looking at members of Congress enter this building. Democrats, Republicans alike. A number of Democrats are protesting this speech by not showing up. By the way, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem has entered, along with Susie Wiles, DNI Tulsi Gabbard in the room as well. Let's talk about Congress, Christian. How would you characterize the president's current relationship with congressional leadership in both parties? And what legislative priorities realistically have a path forward this year?
I would say that relationship is pretty one-sided. I mean, let's be honest, Donald Trump flexed executive power in a way that we've never really seen from a modern president. And even on some of those big-ticket items, the one big, beautiful bill, it was Donald Trump ultimately working the phones, helping Mike Johnson corral voters, because this hasn't been a two-way relationship. I mean, let's just look at these negotiations with Democrats regarding DHS funding that's been taking place over the past several days. It's very one-sided. The Democrats put forward their proposals. The White House say these are non-starters. The White House puts forward a proposal. Democrats say this isn't serious. So right now, there's not necessarily a lot of collaboration. As for what is actually realistically achievable in the remainder of this congressional year, I think you'd have to look at the president's calls to codify his most favored nation's drug pricing proposals. Let's be honest, that's a page pulled right out of the progressive playbook. Joe Biden tried to get that done during his term in office, but he didn't necessarily carry the negotiating weight that President Trump does when it comes to engaging with these big pharmaceutical companies and our allies in attempts to lower prices at home. That is one issue where there might be bipartisan accord, but again, in an election year, I'm just not so sure anything that the president is going to put forward is going to get the necessary sign-off from Democrats and moderate Republicans to make it into a law eventually.
Washington Examiner White House reporter Christian Daytop joining me. I am Austin Westfall. We are for the Sergeant at Arms to make the announcement that the president will be entering the building any moment here. One thing that Christian and I are going to be watching during the course of this speech is the president's own relationship with the GOP. There have been visible divisions, Christian, within the president's party on issues like foreign aid and trade. How is the White House managing those tensions heading into a nationally televised address?
Well, the simple answer is that they're trying to castigate these Republican members of Congress as anything but Republican. Maybe they're rhinos in the president's Truth Social voice, Republicans in name only, but they were really trying to project unity, especially heading into November, because, again, the way that Donald Trump is legislating doesn't necessarily predicate that typical two-way relationship we've seen exist between the executive and legislative branches. I think the way that the president is putting forward primary opponents against sitting Republican members of Congress in both chambers tells you all you need to know, that this president isn't necessarily centered on focusing, or excuse me, is focused on making sure Republicans can maintain their seats. He's focused on getting Republicans in who will vote in lockstep with his legislative agenda.
Let's listen in.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Yoo! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Boy! You president, boy!
One of these days I'll have some crazy Democrat pull out and push. Huh? Are you broadcasting this live, Levy?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Good.
So stop talking now. Did you remember that woman? The white one? I forgot her name. It's like,
I don't know.
she's familiar for me. Yoo-hoo! 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 Drink more water. Is that chili, Labi? Drink more water, Baba. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Pusa, diba? Yoo-hoo!
Look at this stuff.
Okay, okay, okay na.
It's in your jug.
Okay.
Members of Congress that have the
Boy, please.
author presenting to you.
Say, go tell USA. USA.
My
USA.
Lego.
Okay, quiet na.
Me, my
Speaker
Lego.
Johnson, Vice President
It's not in here.
Mom.
It's in there.
First Lady of the United States.
It's in there in the walking area in the carpet.
Second Lady of the United States. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Look at them. They're not. They're not standing up.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better
Push
and
it.
better
Push
and
it
better.
there.
This is the golden age of America.
You need to. Okay, raise up and then push back. There you go.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.